Namaste. Today we are going to talk about 33 crore gods and goddesses that are mentioned in Indian scriptures. You might be wondering why 33 crore or I think it's 333 million or so. No, 330 million if we convert the number systems. So why so many gods and goddesses in Hinduism? On top of that, Jainism, Buddhism, Sikhism, they have numerous gods, goddesses. Christians believe in God, Son of God, Jesus. Muslims believe in Allah. So, and there are numerous sects and religions that we are not aware of, which also mention many different forms of gods and goddesses. So, by looking at all this, we are just kind of lost. We are confused. So, what our Indian scriptures talk about this is Vedas, they mention not 33 crore, they mention 33 types or 33 categories of gods. And Upanishad, particularly this Upanishad, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, Adhyay 3rd, Brahmana 9th, talks about what are these categories or 33 categories of gods. So the question was asked by Rushi Shakalya Vidagdha. He asked, and Yajnavalkya replies that there are 303 and 3003 different forms of gods, but categories of gods are only 33. Then Vidagdha Shakalya asked, what are these 33 categories? Then Yajnavalkya replies, 8 Vasus, 11 Rudras, 12 Adityas, Indra and Prajapati, total 33. Then Shakalya asked, what are these 8 Vasus? Yajnavalkya says, Agni, fire, Prithvi, earth, Vayu, air, Antariksh, space, Aditya, sun, Dyulok. Now, I'm a little fuzzy about it, but Dyulok is above space, meaning whatever we see in the sky. We can call Antariksh as sky and Dyulok as space. Chandra, moon, nakshatra, constellations. So these are 8 Vasus. And why they are called Vasu? Because everything is within them. Everything is contained within them. And they hold everything. That's why they call Vasu. Shakalya asks, who is Rudra? Yajnavalkya says, there are 10 different pranas. Prana meaning different types of air flows or flows within or energy flows within somebody's body. So there are 10 types and 11th is mind. So these are total 11 Rudras. And why they are called Rudras? Because when this body is destroyed, meaning somebody passes away, all these 11 things, meaning 10 energy flows or air flows and 11th mind, it's gone. So they are called Rudra. Then Shakalya asks, who are these 12 Adityas? Yajnavalkya says, 12 months of a year are 12 Adityas. Why Aditya? Because Aditya meaning which brings everyone together and moves forward. So that's Aditya. Then Shakalya asks, who is Indra? Yajnavalkya says, Stana Yitru, meaning thundering clouds. They are called Indra. And Yajna, fire ceremony, is Prajapati. Shakalya asks, okay, thundering clouds. But what are those? How can we identify? Yajnavalkya says, lightning. When thundering clouds are there, and if there is lightning, it is called Indra. And what is Yajna, fire ceremony, what is it? Then Yajnavalkya says, all the living beings, meaning all the animals, including humans and birds and small creatures or everything, that is Yajna. And Yajna meaning they are Prajapati or Brahma. So these are 33 different categories. And so, not to confuse more, so what we can decipher from this is whatever form you like or believe or devote to is fine. What is ultimately required is to combine 4 different limbs of practices, which is jnana, knowledge, karma, actions, kriya. The karma, difference between karma and kriya is, karma is what naturally occurs into you, and kriya is something you deliberately or take up as a task and perform, like yogasana, yogas, or those different hatha yoga practices, and bhakti, which is devotion. So when all 4 are combined, whatever form you like it, just follow it. But remember to practice all these 4 different limbs. Now it is like choosing a vehicle, a car. Somebody may like BMW, somebody may like Range Rover, somebody may like Jaguar. But what is important is these are different forms of cars, different models. Somebody likes Jaguar, but internally all require engine. There are differences of engines, but still there is an engine which burns petrol and creates energy, which rotates engine and eventually wheels. And so knowing all that, meaning what is within a car and how it operates, up to very subtle level, like what petrol is made up of and how the energy is transformed. So you go as much deep as possible. That is called jnana, knowledge. Now you sit inside the car, then you have a user manual, then you start reading it and put into practice, like insert key into ignition keyhole, turn it on so that engine starts, and then change the gear, apply the accelerator pedal, and car moves. So that is called kriya, meaning something you practice and what you decide to do afterwards, meaning the way you drive it, the way you take your car to some destination or just keep rolling, it's up to you. So that becomes your karma. Now somebody would say that I don't care about the model, I'm just sitting within a car, I don't know what is outside, and for me this is the world, nothing exists outside. That's fine. If you don't want to devote yourself to a particular model or form, that's fine. You don't have to follow bhakti or devotion. Just keep working on your kriya, action, practice, I would say practice. Your practice and karma, which is action, which is a natural tendency. So keep doing that, and eventually you'll get to know about your car and you get to know about how it looks, maybe out from outside. Somebody might be wrong saying that this is Jaguar, you would correct and say no, this is BMW. So it's up to you, whatever path you choose or don't choose, that's all right, as long as you keep doing willfully, you keep doing every action of yours with observation and with open mind. It's good. That's it.